Hey, Brandy, thanks for reaching out. I got your message here. So I went ahead and looked at your website you're talking about. One of the things that we provide with our hosting, we host over 60 WordPress websites that we've built. So yes, answer your question, we know WordPress very well. We also service like Shopify, we service Wix, GoDaddy sites, you name it, because we typically have access to everyone's domain when you are doing website work. But when we build them, we'll more than likely try to go WordPress because there's a lot more options. Now, in Bank of America's case, you want to go WordPress with WooCommerce because that connection to their payment portal is free. There's no monthly fee and no extra fee to add it. It's already on WooCommerce's library, and you can't get WooCommerce unless you have WordPress. So that's the little secret, right? And that's why the bank loves using us. We're a license provider for them since 2018. We've serviced thousands of clients over the years. A couple things about your website, it's not secure. So hosting with us, we use Cloudflare Security, which is a international security grid, and it works great. And then we also use reCAPTCHA and things like that to prevent the spamming and the attacks, which in your case, you don't have SSL, maybe because it's a new site, but it's live. I can get to it. The thing about that logo, it's a little tight because you can see you can't really make anything out but the Texas. So we do prepare it for mobile, desktop, and tablet view, and that does require good resolution pictures. Don't know if these are stock photos or yours. If they're yours, that's better. If they're not yours and they're stock photos, that's okay, but Google recognizes that and they won't render as many searches. I see the testimonials. This seems plain. I just don't have a lot of call to action. Where or how do I'm ready to click right now and go, right? Videos, pictures are the thing. So you want to get there. This website that you sent me, though, it does fail the mobile speed. It passes on desktop, which most do, but mobile is the critical one. And you can see why it took a long time for that to come up. And it's the LCP, the largest contentful paint, is what that means. So 5.5 seconds is too long. And then so your speed index is way off. So you just lose traffic. People are going to bounce out because it just doesn't pull up. Especially if they're driving and the signal's weak or wonky, they're not even going to see your website at all. Those are really key important factors. So hosting with us will make sure that that happens. So how we make sure that happens, we'll make sure the indexing is right, the DOM, the DOM of the website is in line for the speed and the health. We'll give you a free security certificate, 24 hours every day backup. We do the technical updates and we provide 24/7 US English support and Spanish, by the way. When you go look at some of our examples, Smart Remodeling Service, they're in San Antonio. They do a request a quote, right? And then they send them an estimate, and inside the estimate, they have a link for payment that goes to the B of A payment portal. So they're not using a pay online here, but you can, just up to you. This is, NTM Masonry Pro, Masonry.com. So this one was San Antonio. This one's in Dallas. This young man here took over his dad's business. His dad passed away like a year or two ago. And these guys are a $15 million a year construction company now. They went from, houses and stuff like that to now he just does all commercial buildings, a monster. Their invoicing's a little different because it's like a $300,000 deposit on, $1.2 million project kind of deal. But he has a lot of drone footage, and then he just has a ton of brand labeling. See that? But we also have, these projects, man. When you go click his projects, you can go see these buildings, and I mean, you just get drowned with, look at what we do. That is what Google's interested in seeing about you in order to render search indexes to you. And that's possible on WordPress, right? Master Masonry Pro, 30 years in the business, one man with a couple of hands. He does all these high-end homes, little fixes, fixing, stonework around the pool. He gets an auto feed of his Google, right? Testimonials, written ones are there. And then you can go to his gallery. So all of those are those projects before and after photos. He did want somebody to be able to fill out a form for an appointment to call. And it does give, is this a repair or new, right? And you can see we have I'm Not a Robot, and then we also use Cloudflare to restrict it. But you can see he's doing some branding based on his reputation. So that's also up to you. You can't have this if you're less than 2 years in business at AAA, or BBB, excuse me. Cedar and Stone, they are in Seattle, husband and wife team. They've been in Tennessee, then Dallas. Now they're in Seattle, closer to her mom. They do a lot of investment properties, but they have a remodeling company here. But they do, this up there, and different kind of home. They're ocean on one side, mountains on the other, trees everywhere. So this decking stuff is big for them. But the homes are older up in those hills, and so people want to redo those bathrooms and redo those kitchens, right? So really important to make sure they do push a big message of who they are, what they're about, and how they aim to serve and please. I think they've only got a couple of testimonials. They're so new that they also don't have Google Business Reviews yet, but they're working on it, right? And this one's Get a Quote, which is this form right up front. So on mobile view, you won't see this button here. On tablet, you'll see this button, but on mobile, you'll just see this form right here. So it's name, phone number, email address. Then the next one is tell us a little bit about the project. And there's a few specific questions that they like asking, and it works really well. Those are some examples. They do the same thing. They invoice, and inside the invoice, there's a link to the payment portal to B of A. You also have like people like this that she has. She's also started a roofing company. Her and her husband been around a long time. You can see real people, real life, right? Google's all about that now because there's so many scammers and hackers out there. They want to see the real stuff, right? These are her kids out there knee deep in a ditch doing foundation work. It's amazing. So their reputation's real high. They've been around a long time, but they do have to make a payment portal because they'll send people invoices, not necessarily a bill. I mean, like a scheduled build out, right? It's pretty easy. Foundation repairs, 7,500, 12,000, 10,000, just how many peers you get. Pretty easy. So she'll send it out, and she'll actually have a QR code on her invoicing. They can do that, pay on their phone with their wallet, or just go here and make a payment. And it's just a nice little payment dashboard. Okay, that's connected to B of A. So just to give you an idea, we do have the capability. So pricing. So a single page self-anchored, like some of those are, start out at $5.99 for 3 pages, including those pages for cancel, refund policy, those kinds of things, right? You can see, let's see, smart remodeling. We just recently did that on B of A. See the privacy policy, cancel, refund, and terms and conditions. Those are included, those legalese, and underwriting knows that we know what's needed there, okay? I'll talk to you about your cancel refund, and we can go through that. But a self-anchored 1 page, $5.99 with the legalese, we can do that. $7.99 would be up to 5 pages with the legalese, and then $9.99 for 7 pages if you got that much content. Recommendation is let's use real pictures, not stock photos. If you have to use stock photos starting off, okay, let's be selective, and then we will license them to you so that there'll be a little bit more validity when it gets scanned by the Google crawlers, okay? Anyway, hosting starts out at $379 per year for non-e-commerce platforms, and then e-commerce stores are usually $479. That's about 30 bucks a month, which is same as everybody. So you'll be looking at $379. But what we provide is security certificate, daily backups, 24/7 U.S. English support in Spanish, and technical updates. We would like take care of that. And the SSL certificate is included for free. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's get together soon and let me know what you'd like to do to proceed, because we could take care of all that you have. All right, bye-bye.